What's good, YouTube? Israel coming through another video for y'all. So look, if you've been grinding consecutively for the past 2 or 3 months and you starting to see progress now, you starting to see feedback, don't be so eager to show everybody. Don't be so eager to post online. Don't be so eager to tell people closest to you, because you got to understand, like, one, you telling people your progress, it may stop you from working as hard simply because you're getting the validation from other people. And you're seeking the validation. You're not seeking progress anymore. And that's going to stop your growth to becoming the person that you want to be or the things that you want out of life. And you don't want that. Number two is, why show off a half finished product? You know what I'm saying? Why would you want to show people something that you know that's not your full potential? If you know that's not the final destination, why are you showing people just the progress, a small achievement? You know what I'm saying? You wait until the whole thing is done. You know what I'm saying? It's complete, and then show off the final product. Imagine this, okay? Imagine you're 12 years old and you growing tomatoes in your mama's backyard. You know what I'm saying? Fast forward 2-3 weeks later, you go in your backyard and you see the tomato has grown. Okay, it's small, it's green, but it's not the full tomato. But you're excited, so you pull the tomato off of the vine and you go running upstairs to your mom and dad, be like, "Mom, Dad, look, you know what I'm saying? The tomato is growing. The tomato is growing. It's actually working." You know what I'm saying? And they like you expecting your parents to be happy, and they just looking at you like, "Bro, what you doing? Why you pull the tomato off the vine?" And you confused. You like, "What you mean it's growing? Look, aren't you happy for me? Like, the tomatoes I planted, they're growing." "Yeah, son, they're growing, but it's not its full product yet. It's not the final destination." So that's the same thing you're doing when you're telling everybody your progress. When you posting your small achievements or telling people your small achievements, it's not the final product. You know what I'm saying? You don't wanna pull your tomato off the vine too early. That's gonna mess up the, you know what I'm saying, the plan to the true destination that you're supposed to have. And you gotta understand that. So drop the eager out of your body. You gotta remove that from your bones and just be patient. Stay down, stay down. Like, you really gotta stay down until your final destination. And I'm not telling you not to celebrate your small wins. You gotta celebrate your small wins, because that's what's gonna keep you going. You know what I'm saying? You don't, yeah, okay, you keeping your head down, you grinding, you focus. But bruh, lift your head up for a second, bruh, and look at the progress you done made, and go take yourself out to eat. You know what I'm saying? Go to the store, spend $50 on yourself, bruh. You deserve it. But keep your head down and keep going, bruh. Don't show nobody. Don't tell nobody, bruh. Because one point, you know what I'm saying, in your life, bruh, you're going to get to a point where you don't even have to seek the validation. You don't have to post the validation. You don't have to tell your mom, tell your dad, because the energy is going to come off you. They're going to be like, "Oh, you've been working." They just going to know. The progress, the progress in the things that you've been doing, it's going to show itself off. You're going to walk into the room, not have to say a word, and people are going to know what you're capable of simply because of all the work and actions that you have been putting in on a daily basis, consistently for months on months. And then, you know what I'm saying, you just, that's it. You know what I'm saying? All that grind, all that work you put in, you no longer seeking the validation. Your tomato is fully grown, and now you're really getting the fruits of your labor. But you got to understand, in order to get the fruits of your labor to its full potential, it's going to be a whole lot of seasons where you got to be patient. It's going to be a whole lot of seasons where you just got to sit and wait. You know what I'm saying? Just keep your head down. But you got to be willing. You can't pull your tomato out the vine too early. You can't try and show everybody what's going on in your life. Everybody is not meant to see every step of your journey. Some people are just meant to see the results. Like A through Z. A lot of people not gonna see B, C, D, E, F, G. A lot of people aren't gonna see that middle part. A lot of people just gonna see the end. A lot of people just gonna see the results, and you gotta be okay with that. Not everybody gotta know every move that you're doing. And that's basically moving in silence. You got to move in silence. You know what I'm saying? When you grinding, when you focus, you know what I'm saying? That's going to be an isolation season. You know what I'm saying? Where you just got to be focused on your goals, and that's it. Nobody got to know what you're doing. Nobody got to know what you up to. Nobody has to know how you're making money. Nobody has to know that business you're starting on. Nobody has to know that you want to get in shape. What's the point of telling anybody? You know what I'm saying? The only people that you should be telling people that you getting in shape is your trainer You know what I'm saying? Or somebody that could put together a diet for you to get in shape. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't be telling nobody outside of that. If you telling somebody something and they can't bring no benefits towards what you're working on, why are you telling them? Seriously. Why are you telling them? And I can tell you why you telling them, because it's validation. You want to feel good. You want to tell people you're going to lose weight because that makes you feel better than you actually having to go to the gym to lose weight. Understand that. So don't trick your mind into think you're putting in progress when you're not actually putting in progress. Really sit down, put the work in, keep your head down, and move in silence. That's what's gonna make you successful. That's what determines and separates the real from the fake, the winners from the losers, the people who are actually successful versus the people who talk about being successful. Don't talk the talk, walk the walk. Be about it. Embody putting the work in and embody moving in silence. You know what I'm saying? And here's another thing right here. You know what I'm saying? It's not about what you get. It's not about the end result. It's not about, you know what I'm saying, the small achievements that you might get along the way to reaching your destination. It's never about that. It's about who you become on the way to getting the things that you want. Because you got to think. Say your goal is to have $1 million and to live in a nice house. Simple as that. Say that's your goal. If that's your goal, you got to understand you don't have that right now because you're not the person who is capable of having that. Reality is not what you have. Reality gives you who you are. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm in alignment with my dream car, the house I want, if I'm in alignment with that, if I'm the person who is worthy of having that, I would have that right now because that's who I am. But understand this, I'm not telling you that, okay, a person with a Lamborghini is worth more than you. That's not what I'm saying. All I'm saying is if you want that Lamborghini, you have to become somebody who has that Lamborghini. You have to become somebody with the work ethic, the discipline, the consistency, the person who is able to stay up late, wake up early, not complain. That's the person you gotta be to have that. You gotta have that grit. You gotta have that ambition. You have to become that person who is capable of having that Lamborghini. Because yes, a Lamborghini, okay, it may cost, I don't know, $250,000, $1 million, however much a Lambo costs. Yeah, it costs that much. That's the dollar amount. But you gotta understand, you have to be the person able to get those dollars. And how do you get those dollars? By putting your time, your effort, and your energy in, working smart and being consistent at something. Being resilient. You know what I'm saying? Being relentless towards working to a person who is able to get that stuff. So you got to become aligned with the things that you want. You got to become aligned with your goals. So some of y'all might still be a little confused. Okay, how do I start? How do I really start walking in the journey to getting the things that I want out of life? How do I really start walking the path to success? How do I really start becoming the person worthy of these things? Okay, the first thing you got to do is evaluate your life. You really have to take a step back, examine your life, and see, okay, what aspects of my life, and usually it's every single one of them, because what you do in one thing is how you do everything. So examine your life and see, how do I treat my work-life schedule? Like, how do I treat myself going to the gym? How do I treat my temple? Because that's what it is. Your body is your temple. How do I treat the things that I eat? What do I put in my body? How do I treat my time? Do I treat my time as valuable, or do I just give my time away? How do I treat my energy? Do I give my energy away? You know what I'm saying? Or is that valuable? How do I treat the people I hang around? You know what I'm saying? Do I take that seriously? You got to have a good relationship with everything in your life, because that's what's going to lead you to the success that you want, to the Lamborghini, to the $1 million. You got to be the person worthy of having it, but you got to evaluate your life, examine your life, and then you got to change it. You have to find the problems. First, you have to find the problems, because a lot of the problems are hidden to you. You're not acknowledging what's actually going on, what's really going on in your life, to why you're not getting the things that you want. And then once you find the problem, the next thing you got to do is find a solution. As simple as that. You find a solution to all your problems, and then you just be consistent with it. And that's when the real grind starts. Because think about it, bro, you haven't even started yet. You got a long ways to go, and the longer it takes you for you to start the grind and actually having a sense of, okay, I know where I'm going, I know what path I got to take to my destination. You know what I'm saying? The longer it takes for you to find the path, you know what I'm saying, the longer it's going to take you to get to your destination, because the path is going to be a long path, and that's just what it is. So you got to find the correct path, which is your habits. You got to find the good habits that you need to take in your life. And then you just got to start grinding. You got to be consistent at it. You got to keep it on your mind 24/7. You got to keep walking. You know what I'm saying? You got to be relentless towards getting to that destination. And then you just got to keep your head down and keep walking. Keep your head down and keep walking. And eventually you're going to look up, and guess what? You're going to have that $1 million. You're going to have that Lamborghini, because you're the person able to have it. And you're going to realize once you get the things that you want out of life, that it doesn't stop there. You just going to keep going. You're going to keep doing it, because it's a lifestyle. Because you know, in order to keep the things that you once wanted, you have to continue to do the things that you do. You have to continue to be the person who is capable of having those things. And that's what's going to allow you to maintain the success. But that's a wrap for this video, man. If y'all like this video, make sure y'all like, make sure y'all comment, make sure y'all subscribe, and y'all go share this video to somebody who needed to hear this message today. Y'all go follow my Instagram as well. I'll see y'all tomorrow.